to give any sort of warning.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Ben Vance is in the stream, people. Ben Vance.
Oh, nice.
Dude. So Ben is running this art show, or not running this art show. He's involved in this art show. He did this art piece. You know Ben from he was Skulls of the Shogun.
Yep.
So this afternoon or tomorrow they're having like a big event right here in Oakland, or across the bay. But I'm taking off to do Easter stuff because I have a tyke, so I'm not gonna get to see him. It's sad, but he came here He came here like a month ago, and he showed off his VR shit, and it was cool. Oh yeah, okay. And last night, Mr. Schaefer subscribed to my Twitch stream, so you never know. You never know who's gonna be watching.
So yeah, let's. Why don't we talk a little bit about can you just it is entirely possible that the people in my stream don't know who you are and what you do. Yeah. So why don't you tell them about yourself, and then I'll do the same.
Okay. I am Tim Keenan. I made a game called A Virus Named Tom. I am in the Double Fine space right now because they are letting me and a whole bunch of indies squat here. Right now I have 3 prototypes, which is too many. But I think you guys are in a similar situation. And so Duskers is one of them, which is we're going to see today, which is a very PC, I don't know, it's kind of like a very kind of core game. It's not very lightweight. There's The Last Shadow, which is very arena combat, lightweight, grab a controller. And then there's Chess the Gathering, which is like the nerdiest game I've ever come up with. And we played that last night for the first time in forever, and it was really fun. But anyway,
cool.
So now you can intro yourselves.
Yeah, so I'm Andy Schatz, and I'm here in the office with Andy Wynn. And we made a game called Monaco, which you probably heard of. Prior to that, I've been indie since about 2005. Worked on a few games before that, but Monaco is what you probably know us for. And we're working on a new project that's currently codenamed Armada. That's not the official title, especially since there is someone else making a game called Armada Online, apparently, that is actually the same company that made a game called Armada from 1997 or something like that. I kind of figured that original. I did look up and see that old Armada, so I figured it was fine to do codename Armada since that old game was 1997. But I feel a little bad about it now because that same team is still in existence and making this game called Armada Online. So I'm assuming that they have seen that we're making this game, and they probably got mad that we codenamed it that. But don't worry, we will be changing the name at some point.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
So the sound on the stream, I think, is using audio from your webcam because there's an echo.
Oh.
Whereas the sound on the Skype is a lot clearer.
Okay,
so
I can fix that. That I can fix.
Oh, good call. Yeah, because I'm not listening to the stream because then it would echo. How do you do that? How do you do that?
It's
when I guess I play it for short bursts so that.
It says my Skype microphone. It does say is coming from. Oh, there might be a second one. XSplit might actually be pulling in additional audio from the webcam. Is that possible?
That's possible. It'd be weird if it wasn't showing video, but it was pulling the audio. But it could be.
Yeah, I don't know. How is it bad?
No, it's just, you know how it has the hollow bucket sounding noise?
Yeah.
Tim is perfect. Tim sounds perfect.
I do.
So my audio's
your audio sounds like you're talking in a bucket.
Weird. All right.
It sounds good on my headphones, but I don't know how it sounds on the stream. Actually, I will just ask my people. Hey guys, does Andy's voice sound echoey or good? Well, and then we have to wait for the delay. And
I know, it's like 15 seconds. It's the most awkward thing ever. I can literally just shut down. Oh yeah, it does look like. All right, let's see if this works.
Now you see.
I think that sounds fine.
Nice.
Is that better now?
No, you don't see.
Yeah.
It's better?
Well, I actually muted Skype so I can just listen to the stream, but now there's a 20-second delay.
Okay. My viewers are saying that you sound like a choir of angels. I made that one up, but they say you sound good.
All right. Well, they're saying it's not so
They
bad, and I
actually
just
think that Andy Wynn sounds a little echoey. Oh.
oh burn, burn, eat it.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, doesn't
Maybe we should
it
get some games
sounds,
going.
Yeah, sounds like it's okay.
So
yeah,
so you updated Armada?
I did update Armada on Steam just before we started. What? What?
No way.
I think it updated. Wait, let me see.
Oh, are you responding to things 15 seconds later?
Wait, this thing says it updated at 10:07, which is I think when I downloaded it.
You might have to restart Steam or something like that.
Okay, let me restart Steam. Silly Steam.
But I want to hear about Duskers a little bit.
I'm responding to things 15 seconds later.
Yeah, you got to pull up the Skype audio. Pull up the Skype audio.
How do we moderate the quality of the Twitch if we don't actually communicate via Twitch?
What?
You are wrong.
Oh, there it goes. Hold on.
So I want to hear about Duskers, because Duskers is a weird little mashup that
It is.
feels like I don't know. One of the things I think we do well as indies, aside from focusing on games that we don't think will sell, is that we can build things that sell because they are, or partially because they're weird, and the reason they sell because they're weird is because they earn attention, because they're like, what the heck is that? Like, what's going on? Right. And I feel like, for me at least, from what I know about Duskers, the strength of it is that it's one of the strengths of it is that when you first see it, you're like, yeah, okay, I get it, and then you realize that the typing part is actually like part of the game, and it's not just debug console, and that suddenly makes the whole thing actually a lot more interesting, because you start to think about like the broad variety of experiences that you can have given typing things in. It's like how Monkey Island screwed everything up with the Scum engine. like wouldn't you want to go back to the King's Quest days when you could solve real puzzles like real men?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Well, what's ironic is that, ready? I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Ian Stalker was the one I was doing, who's right there. I was at Tig Jam, and I had the idea for Duskers in my brain. It was actually a different style of game before. They had like tower defense in it and weird stuff. But like, I sat down and I was making the game, and then I went over there and I was talking about all this weird stuff. And Ian was actually like, dude, what if? Because I was saying how I was being a brat, and I was like, I don't like reaching over to the mouse in the middle of the game. I like controlling the drone with the arrows, but I don't like reaching over to click the door open. I find that really annoying. And he was like, well, what if you made it that you typed in the commands? And I was going through a phase, I think, and I'm still going through it. I describe it as my design adolescence, where I'm just trying to like knock over trash cans and just like rage against the world. And like my producer was like, don't do that, like in my head. He's like, don't do a command line interface, like that's the worst idea I've ever heard. But the director in my head was like, fuck you, and he like threw that guy like in an alley somewhere. And so every suggestion I get for the game, where I'm like, if the producer ever chimes in that it's a bad idea, I like ignore him. So like we put in
go the opposite direction.
Yeah, we put in the command line interface, and then I started loving it. And what I found funny about the command line interface was everyone I showed it to, of course, most of the people I showed it to were like game devs, right? So they all did this. They all did almost the same thing. They all were like, dude, I love the command line interface. You need to get rid of it.
Yeah, I did the same thing when I first heard about it.
Yeah.
But then the more I thought about it, the more it seemed like a great idea.
Yeah, it works. Like I think what's key is that people get intimidated by it, but because the commands are simple. It's just like, when you're commanding your rover or whatever, like you're just like, it's like if you have a lure that you're gonna drop, you just type in lure, enter. It's not like you're doing complicated stuff. And if you want to auto navigate the guys, you can type in navigate room 3 and they'll go, but you don't have to do that. So it's actually not nearly as complicated as it sounds.
Right. You want to show it?
Yeah, actually, instead of just talking, let me see if I can.
And then just share your screen on Skype so we can see it too.
Yes.
Instead of your stupid face.
My stupid face. Wait, so let me see if you can see it. Oh, you're saying, oh, share my screen. Okay, conversation.
If you in Skype, if you press the little plus arrow, you can go share screens.
What?
Isn't that fancy?
Now we're gonna see if Skype and Twitch can handle it.
It might be like 1 frame per second though, because when I've shared screens in the past through Skype, it's completely terrible.
Let's see. We'll see how it is. If otherwise,
If it's bad, I can just direct people to your
oh, I forgot
channel.
about that because you guys are not. Got it. That makes sense.
Right. But we'll
it
see.
Might be okay. Here, let's see. Here, I wanna. Bam.
Yeah, I mean,
That came through okay.
yeah, we're seeing it.
Okay. So.
This is definitely not the right way to do this, but
Yeah, it's like a stream of a stream.
Oh, this is super interesting because now that Skype, I'm video sharing, my stream is taking the video share, so then your image just shows up on the side there. That's kind of interesting.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of tripping me out. Anyway, so the idea like right now is you got these two views. We've scanned the ship and we found that there's a lot of stuff in R2, it looks like. Those are rations that we need to survive. And we've got these 3 drones that we're just piloting. One of them who's named Tim. Another who's named Tim too. I am an egomaniac. That is, we need to make it that like if you get a second name that's the same as the first one, we just pick another name rather than appending it with a number. And Zeke. And the other thing is you get faster at it. So normally you do open D1, but then you can just do OD1. Or you can just type in D1.
Is it tab completion or something like that?
Yeah,
okay.
and it'll kind of do that. We don't have it in the command line yet, but it'll do that like where it suggests the completion for you so that you know what it's going to complete to.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so one of the favorite things about the game, of course, which also makes it kind of weird, is that it's very much not about combat. So the other person in the Omega Jam, Alex Austin, he was like, I was sitting there and I was struggling because I felt like when I made this game, originally you stacked your drones and they were like towers, and you wanted to make sure no enemies got back to your original ship, like back into this R1. But that wasn't super fun. So then all of a sudden, like, Alex was just like, what if you just remove the combat completely? And I was like, what? I like it. So now it's much more like Alien 1, where...
Right.
So let me see. So the ship isn't powered. That's why it's gray. So if I navigate to R3, and then he just goes, like a good little drone does.
Right.
And then, if I type in generator, it powers, that area of the ship. All right, we'll go that way. Nav 1 R3. But yeah. And then, so then we have this area scanner. So when I type in area, it tells us if there's motion in any of those rooms. Now, I also know, at the beginning ship scan, it told me there were 3 enemy types in this dungeon, if you will. And the problem with that is that I can't use that I do know that there are all 3 enemy types in here because there's only 3, but the problem is normally if there was only 1 and I saw that red, I'd be like, okay, I know that slime isn't in this ship because slime doesn't move, and there's something moving in there and there's only 1 enemy in here. But because there are 3 friggin' enemies in here, it's a lot harder. So like I know nothing is in R5 right now, so I'm going to go into R5, but there could be slime in there. Which is okay, because slime moves really, really slowly, and it's not really a problem. And that is a ration, and that is a drone, but I'm just going to go past it for a second. But yeah, so now you see, this is the other part of the game. Actually, I'm going to bring drone 3 up here, because he is empty. He doesn't have any upgrades on him, and we just found a drone that's dead, and we're going to loot upgrades off of him. And he has an interface and a trap. So Zeke here is going to get an interface and a trap. And then, of course, like what happens, he also has a shield, but it's broken. So what happens is that your upgrades are going to break. So that's going to make it so that you can like have this adaptive strategy that I'm really a big fan of, because the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick are awesome at that.
Oh my god. Fuck you and you. Seriously, the Patriots are the Yankees of football. They're the worst. Freaking hate them. My uncle is.
Worst. That's like the worst thing to say to somebody from Boston too, because
I know.
Analogy with the fucking Yankees.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh shit.
You also take our San Diego baseball players, ruin them, and then spit them back out to the West Coast over to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
That's basically like you stole my food and then shit it on my mom's face.
That's what the Yankees do to us. So we just like it's like we learned from watching our father do it. You know, it's just. But yeah, so now you see, like before, one of these rooms was green, and now it's red. And what that tells me is that there's an open door in the darkness somewhere, and something wandered in. So if I had picked that room, that would have been dangerous. Right now, see, R7 is safe, but D14 is open. So I got to close D14, and now I know that there are no random doors. Anyway, This is like geeky, like super strategy. But okay, here, let's kill something.
That's awesome.
Let's kill something, shall we? I just so that people can see death and stuff. Death and dismemberment. So there is something moving in... So 3 is going to lay down a trap. So it's not that there's no... Oh, shit. All right, so...
What is that?
This is the slime enemy, and it just grows out from walls, and it just came out of nowhere. But it moves really slowly. The key to this thing, the problem with this is that as soon as it starts growing, if you go deep into the ship, see how it's like coming out?
Yeah.
It might block a path for you to escape. But in the meantime, let's kill something. So close D20 area. We're going to open D8. And let's see if something wanders into R6 and then detonates that. Actually, I didn't put that trap very well, but we'll see.
What, you should have put it right next to the door or something?
Yeah, they have like an area effect. So like right now what might happen is that thing might wander into R6. And
is it really bouncing in exactly the way that it's showing on the map? Is it like bouncing that quickly between those corners of that room?
Oh, yeah. That's your area sensor. It's continually scanning it.
Oh, okay, but so that's just saying there is an enemy in that room, but it's not showing the actual location of it.
Everything we see is, I get what you're saying, like where the crosshairs are.
Yeah.
It's a super
It's not like some
No, those are the scan lines. So that's another thing of the game. The game is very much about like not having this imperfect data.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just wandered in. It triggered, damn it. I think it triggered that trap because that's why it's orange, but it didn't kill it. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can place it better this time.
Why do you think it didn't kill it?
I don't know. You know what? It's probably because it's a brute. Brutes are like a little bit stronger than swarms, so that's probably what it is. So this is going to be scary. We'll see if it comes in. That's a swarm. And it didn't trigger, and we're going to fucking die. God damn it. This is like the other half of the game, is that like when shit goes wrong, it just goes horribly fucking wrong.
Yeah, it sounds like Monaco.
Yeah. So if I turn the generator back on and close D9 in time, close D9. Too late. They're in. So that's kind of how Duskers works.
That's awesome. I was actually going to ask, like, you seemed to be sort of crushing it, and I was kind of going to ask, like, under what circumstances do you die?
Yeah.
Like, under what circumstances do you, as the game designer, still get fucked in this game?
Right. It's when I, like, try and, like, impress people online, and I was like, I'm going to lay down this trap, and it's going to fuck up these swarms, and it's going to be cool. And it didn't work at all. But, like, I think that I honestly think, I know this sounds lame, but I think there was a bug where that mine, I'm an idiot. That was I
thought I was playing Chess the Gathering.
Dude, there are 2 upgrades. One of them is called a mine, and one of them is called a trap. Mm-hmm. And the trap you have to remotely detonate. So I was thinking of it as a mine, trying to show it off. Like they would go over it and they would blow up, and I was just never hitting the button. So instead of a bug, I just don't know how to fucking play my game. So what you want to do is you want to not be an idiot when you play the game, because it works that much better that way.
You definitely need to have something in here saying "Game over, man."
Yes, aliens too. Aliens, should I call it? Yeah. I have the system summary, and then it says entering hibernation mode. But yeah, what's funny is that, and morbid is that like I have I think I have 2 days of rations left, but I don't have any drones. So now I know that like I have 2 days to live, and I will starve to
And
death.
dead. That's funny.
Yeah.
Can you? That makes me think of. Okay, so maybe I wasn't listening at the very beginning. But is the thought that you are a real person at a console controlling the drones? Like, are you a
Yes.
human?
You are the guy. So this is. Hold on. Where are you? The whole idea is that this is you.
Right.
So you're the guy behind all the monitors typing in. So I have a very one-to-one relationship there. So that's
Right.
why like a lot of people have started talking about like doing a thing where you pull back and you can see the various monitors and you can like turn your head in 3D. And it's a cool idea, but the thing that breaks for me is that like right now, if I had this full screen on my monitor, I would be the guy. But then as soon as you remove that fourth wall, like I'm playing the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't like that. So that's why I'm leaving it as it is. And then other things that I'm thinking about doing is that like when you travel longer distances, maybe make it so that like it takes, you know, like 2 or 3 minutes. And like you've got these crappy little games on your console or something like that you could play.
Snake.
Yes. You know? Yeah. You get something. I don't know.
That's funny.
Put like a crappy version of a virus named Tom or Monaco on there.
There's no such thing as a crappy version of Monaco. Wait, no. I missed the joke. The joke was, so you're just gonna put a virus named Tom on there.
What? Oh, because of the shitty. Got it. Dude, speaking of Monaco, can you guys see my, you guys don't see my video anymore, right?
Yeah, I still see you in the corner.
Oh,
No, not on the stream.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
I do. I don't know.
On our stream, we see your desktop.
Yeah.
I see you up in the corner of my screen.
Now, whoops.
Yeah, there you are.
Now you see me?
Hello.
Did you see that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Shit.
Nice. Dude, we're twinsies, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Look at that.
Shirt today.
That's hilarious.
I actually like had that shirt in my hand when I was like, why should I wear this?
I like that you have to like stand up and show your crotch to the camera
to
show the shirt.
I said that. I was like, because it's cool that you guys printed them like in a different way, but it is funny. And like we had a time here where like everybody came in and they were all like, there was like a party and everyone was playing games, and I was streaming it, but I forgot to tilt my camera up. So it's like a bunch of like crotches like holding controllers and stuff. And if I had been wearing my Monaco shirt, it would have been great.
Perfect advertisement.
Yeah. Speaking of crotches, dude, I saw that I got this weird tweet from this Men in Gaming that have you seen this?
No.
Dude, you're like the first one.
Wait,
you gotta
what?
See this. You're the first one. There's this
Wait,
blog.
when was this? When was this?
This happened. Well, I got this tweet like yesterday, the day before. And
What?
I saw like a random picture of me from Facebook when I was holding up a camera showing a mohawk and I didn't have a shirt on. And it's like objectifying men in gaming. It's the funniest thing. It's like
I think maybe I have seen this.
It's the equivalent of like the fireman's calendar, but it's like for
what? Show me
indie
this.
game
Put a
devs.
link in. Can you put a link in the chat or something?
If I can find it, yeah. Hold on. I posted this to my Facebook page, but I gotta find it. Hold on. So anyway, so I was looking at and like all of a sudden.
Wait, there's a Men in Games Hot or Not.tumblr.com.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
That's the one.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So anyway, so what's funny is that like I was like, it was funny and creepy when this happened. I was like, this is really weird. And then all of a sudden, like a couple other people were like, oh yeah, like that happened to me too. And then I started looking through them, and I went back to the beginning, and you were the first one.
What the fuck?
You're
Seriously? The
beautiful
very
man.
first one?
You were the very first one. Here, hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Let me see if I can get to page 1. I don't even think they have like pages.
I never realized how many people I know have been shirtless before.
Jesus, Matthew Wegner. Okay, we are literally checking out pictures of shirtless men on our Twitch stream.
Yeah, hold on.
I just saw,
Hold on. But the only problem is that you're not shirtless at all, dude. That's the sad part.
No, it's like a bad picture of me too.
Look at this. This is
I searched.
Matthew's shirt.
I know.
Matthew's picture is like Calvin Klein.
Yeah.
That's
guy
you, dude.
He is ripped. News ripped.
That's
So, anyways,
Oh, there's a lot of naked people here.
we are literally like looking at porn on our Twitch stream right now.
yeah. Indie
Of people
life,
we
man.
know.
Indie
Of
life.
people we know.
Of people
This
we
is so-
know.
Male porn of people we know.
I'm glad I brought that up. So anyway, Armada.
Yeah.
I think that segues very nicely to Armada, personally.
Yeah, so Andy's been on working with me on Armada now for 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that. And it's been like, because I spent like 6 weeks on just kind of building the technology such that we could really rapidly iterate on the game design itself. And it's been going super, super fast. So what our goal was for this last week was to put together an Armada. So Armada is, as a general concept, is a real-time strategy game that you can play on a controller. We started with this idea that real-time strategy, most real-time strategy, the micro is not very fun, and the micro is a huge barrier to entry. For like 90% of people who would love to play an RTS feel like stressed out about not being able to control it fast enough, right? And so we wanted to take the actual physical experience of playing a real-time strategy game and make that be accessible and fun without losing the depth of what real-time strategy is and without losing like what typical real-time strategy games are at their heart. We're not trying to invent a new genre here yet. We're just trying to make the genre that we think that a lot of people want to play but don't into something that's actually physically fun to play. So we spent this last like week and a half trying to boil down sort of the core tenets of our concept into a classic StarCraft real-time strategy game that works with just the 3 basic original build options. So either a fast expand, so an economy boom, or a fast attack, so like a rush, or a defensive strategy. So like if you turtle up, if you turtle, you should. We call it attack, defense, economy, and attack beats economy, defense beats attack, and economy beats defense.
Wait, sorry, say that. Sorry, repeat that one again. Sorry,
Yeah,
I got a text message that distracted me.
No problem. It's rock paper scissors, right?
Right.
Your first 3 options are attack, defense, economy. If you rush the guy and they've focused on their economy, you're going to win, right? So attack beats economy. If the other guy turtles, he's wasting all his money on defense. So, if you attack a guy who's turtled, you're going to lose because he turtled up, right?
Right.
But if he turtles and you focus on econ, you're going to come out ahead in that because he wasted his money on defense while you were building your economy.
Right. Yeah, that's like the long play, right?
Right. So in attack, defense, economy, attack beats economy, economy beats defense, defense beats attack. So those are the 3 basic options. So we've focused on building just essentially a 3-choice early game of StarCraft, and let's play it.
Let's fucking do it. You know what? I'm really excited about this game, and the reason being that like I was watching Free to Play the other night, and they were saying that like as you get like beyond like into your 30s, like your APM is gonna go way down. Yeah. And all of a sudden, I'm like, my competitive gaming is gonna take a hit, right?
Yeah.
It's just crushing to me because I felt like even though I don't play a ton of StarCraft, I could just, eventually like do a Dota tournament and win $1 million.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, I heard that and I was like, uh-oh. So it sounds to me like you're taking out the APM stuff and you're leaving in my old mind, which is still sharp as attack. So
yeah, I mean, part of the reason for this is that like I really enjoy playing competitive sports, but my body is kind of falling apart, and like the sports that I've been good at in the past, I'm not really very good at anymore, and I really do enjoy competition. So this is a game to sort of fulfill that desire to want to be able to compete.
Right. Well, this is like this is why I kind of love turn-based games sometimes, is because like you take out that you take out that reactionary element, and it just comes down to pure strategy, which is cool. I mean, I'm sure you guys haven't removed that completely, but if you've mitigated it a little bit.
What we want to do is we actually still want micro to be in the game, but we want it to be a fun, accessible skill to learn.
Right.
Rather than like micro in an RTS is like not very fun to learn, and it's not very fun in practice either, because I don't want to sit down and get stressed out at the end of my day, right? And playing StarCraft, while I enjoy it, it's not exactly a relaxing. It's a pretty stressful experience. So let me actually just add. Oops, wrong window. I'm gonna just add this shit. I'm getting so confused here between my Skype window and my fucking.
Yeah, I launched the game. It's cool that the game launches in 720 or whatever, because like I have my screen at 1080, so I can have both.
Oh yeah. It's not. I didn't like do that on purpose or anything.
This is very organized. We planned this out. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited about the concept of an RTS that actually uses a controller and does it well. So this is going to deliver on that, like right now, right?
Yeah. Well,
Right.
actually.
Ship ready.
Yeah, it's shitty, but it actually works. So I'll create a lobby, and should I use your new world? Crackers?
You can try it. Yeah. Let's try it.
What is this world
It's
called?
called tea and crackers, because I was eating crackers. And
Andy, are you and I playing, or should we play with Tim?
It's a 1v1 map.
It is one.
Well, you can actually have. There's four spawn slots. So you could, in theory, have 3 players, but have you tested 3 players before?
The 3-player doesn't work right now.
You guys can play if you want, because I'll just make it look retarded. I'm happy to play, but if it's something where it'd be better for
let's have Andy win. Let's have Andy win join, and then that way you can get a sense for.
Okay, I'm going to put you guys. Could you guys do a screen share on your Skype?
Yeah, I can do that.
Or I think I need to do that. Or unless
share screens. I can share screens.
Okay.
I could run your. This would.
No, I got it.
I could run your stream on my.
There, I'm sharing my screen now instead of my face.
Oh, now you're gonna get. Tim's gonna see how crappy the frame rate is.
Yeah. No, it's not so bad.
No, it's pretty bad.
Let me see. Let me.
Like move your mouse around in circles, and you'll see how.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
It's all right.
You want to join me?
You get actually. What's funny about this is that the video like works so nicely now. It's like 2 like clean little pictures inside the window. Oh, I can make this bigger. Sorry.
All right, you ready to go?
Mm-hmm. The worldwide exclusive.
Worldwide exclusive.
I feel like I should be in media. I'm like getting to see early version of this game.
Oh, I didn't even realize that the D is backwards.
I need to fix that. So that's a drone.
So I'm seeing.
You're seeing Andy shots.
So I'm seeing your screen.
You're seeing my screen. Yeah. Oops, I needed to.
And you are the red. You are the red priestess.
Yes, he started us. You started us with more minerals than normal, Andy.
Oops, I didn't go through the map file and then change the spawning.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Okay, so then I see
start with more minerals than usual.
In the corner here. This is like a fog of war kind of thing.
Yeah, it's got this real-time line of sight stuff from early Monaco.
I was about to say.
Yep. So you control a central character similar to like a MOBA, but it's definitely not a MOBA because it's open-ended in the way that a real-time strategy game is open-ended. There you are. And there's his starting location. So.
Oh, so this is more like a representative cursor type of thing. You can't fight him with your.
So no. Eventually, we do plan to give the player abilities. And in fact, that is exactly one of the things that we're trying to avoid. We don't want the player to feel like a shitty cursor.
Right.
You know, that's definitely that's a problem if that exists. Because a big part of the philosophy here is that we want it to feel like a real-time strategy game. That guy is in the ground. I need to fix that. we don't want it to feel basically if there's any element of the game that would be better on a mouse keyboard, then that's no good. Like everything in the game, there are games like sometimes people will tell us, oh well, I liked Halo Wars. I thought Halo Wars was pretty good, right? But it still feels like a game that would be better on a mouse keyboard,
right.
Even if they did a pretty good job, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
So no command line interface.
Come on, bros.
Okay, so tell me what's going on here.
I'm sorry.
You're going attack, and he's turtling. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I actually kind of feel like we should restart this match, Andy. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Because I feel like I kind of have gotten you here. Yeah, let's just restart it so we can. And actually, let's just restart in the simple map for now.
Okay.
I think it's probably a little easier to explain.
And follow too.
Yeah.
I think having extra minerals in the beginning allowed you to attack sooner than I thought you could.
Yeah, it's also a much smaller little base area as well, so it gets cluttered in there with the with all those drones. Okay, so we're gonna start over. You wanna join me? Hello. Okay, so just like at the beginning of a StarCraft match, you build some drones, and you don't actually control any of the characters in Armada. They operate based on their AI. So when I build this drone factory, it's going to pump out one drone, and it'll mine from the closest mineral patch to its home base. There's a lot of these mechanics that we're changing that are in progress.
Right. So these drones are like workers?
They're workers, so they're collecting minerals. You can see up in my upper right, there's my mineral count.
Uh-huh.
And Andy's over here, and he's built a couple of drone factories there. So now that we've both built 2 drone factories in our main base, and we're probably going to be sort of making a decision now about whether or not we want to do a fast expand, like by building another drone, or if we want to build a fighter factory. If you want to build a fighter factory, you got to wait till you have 100 minerals. Or if you scout the other guy and you see that he's going with a fighter factory, then maybe you go defensively instead. Maybe you go with a turret instead.
Is that what that Portal 2 turret is?
Yeah, that guy.
Or Portal? So you guys are both. So right now, you guys are both focusing on economy, right? You guys are both building your resources.
You're not supposed to say that.
Well, I'm assuming in the beginning of the game you need to do that because you can't muster troops without any economy.
The sort of how soon you decide to convert into offense is a decision that's like an ever-present decision.
So real quick, is there kind of like this kind of risk reward with sending your guy over to investigate them?
Yes.
Because then you can't be managing your economy and stuff like that?
Yep, there's that, and that's the same sort of thing that StarCraft has too, right? That attention is a third resource, a third resource
right.
in StarCraft. That you have minerals, gas, and attention, and how much attention can you actually pay to what's going on?
Right.
So now the choice is: am I going to go with another fighter factory to try and overwhelm his fighters? Because we just bounced on that one, right? We both made fighter factories.
Uh-huh.
So do I go with another fighter factory? Do I turtle up because I'm worried he might go with another fighter factory? Or do I try and expand my econ at this point? And you can see what I just did on the stream there. So part of the idea here is that we kill that fighter factory. So my dudes are over there killing his fighter factory. They'll probably die, but they, hopefully they take out some in the meantime. And he just built a turret which is sitting in the ground. The graphics are the sprites all wrong at this point. But I did manage to my guys managed to take out his fighter factory. Now they're going to do some economy damage to him, which means now he has no fighters left. So that is going to allow me I can expand my economy because I'm not so worried about him being able to mount an effective attack against me. And I should probably continue to try and press the attack here. No, actually not, because 3 fighters is not enough to take out that. He did manage to get his 1 turret up, But since I've got 2 fighter factories now that are pumping out more units, I can bring them in here and hope with 6 fighters will probably be able to take out that turret. Nope, they weren't because his drones came over and actually helped out in the fight.
So are you controlling, are you issuing commands to these guys?
I'm not issuing commands, and that's actually one of the central things that we're trying to avoid, because I've never played a game, regardless of whether it's an RTS, even like squad-based shooters on controllers, where I enjoyed giving orders to autonomous units.
Right.
So we're really trying to be very, very careful about what types of orders that, if there's any orders or if there's any control at all over these guys, or whether or not it's sort of management of their AI. Like, are you really just managing? Is it more about like understanding and managing how the AI of these characters works,
right?
Or if you're actually giving them orders.
So, for example, your troops that are your fighting troops, when they're created, do they just follow you?
They just follow me around, yeah, until they see an enemy.
Okay.
So eventually, the goal here is that the player himself actually has things that he can do, kind of like in a MOBA. Oh shit! He got a second turret up, so I am not going to try and dive in there until I'm able. So he actually managed to, like, I probably should have pressed the attack slightly earlier, because I probably could have killed him, and instead I went econ when he was low on fighters. And I probably should have pressed the attack a little harder, but now he's actually mounted a successful defense of his base. But he's had to spend a lot of money on it. Of course, I've spent money too, because he's killed a bunch of my fighters, which do cost money every time they get cranked out.
Right.
So now I am doing this thing that I don't want to say out loud because Andy's sitting right there. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out. He's got 3 turrets up, so he's got a really powerful defense set up at this point, and that's going to take quite a bit of fighters to be able to break through that. But that means he's not building any sort of offensive force, and hopefully it means he's behind on expanding his economy too. But he might actually be okay. He might have expanded up to his northern, his first expansion, and generally in this map what we found is that there's actually too many minerals, so we never actually run out of minerals,
right.
Or the games aren't typically long enough to run out of minerals. But that is something that we expect to be part of the game.
What's up, dude? Sorry.
Hey, so it looks like that space is going to be available in June. Like, we can get in there May 15th, but we're going to do some like wiring and blue stuff. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm doing a stream with Mr. Andy Schatz right now. Do you know Andy?
Hello, who's there?
Justin Bailey. He's like
Hi, Justin.
Biz dev / producer guy at Double Fine.
Oh, cool. Hi.
He's coming in telling us we got to pick up and leave, right? Like, just kidding. They love us. Look, I'm hugging him virtually.
Let's see if this many fighters can actually do the job. I bet it can. It should be able to, or at least they should be able to take out. Oh Jesus! Wow.
Yeah, I could climb up.
That was bad.
Hey, so is this what the Monte inside Monte is supposed to be?
So I'm basically trying to build a gigantic army here in order to.
It might be Imba.
Yeah, we might be imbalanced here. We've made changes and haven't actually tested the changes, but those especially because your drones appear pretty effective at their defensive.
Yeah, I guess it's one of the consequences of not being able to control the targeting of your units is they go for the workers instead of the drones and then
instead of the turrets.
Yeah.
Oh, it just got super bad frame rate because we're dealing with like a zillion. Oh yeah, now they're up fighting your actual drone factories instead of your turrets. So you are going to sap my economy here, and we're going to get down to like 1 frame per second.
Part of the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to get super bad. It's getting so bad right now.
So there's like there's a finite number of resources, right? That you guys.
Yeah, there is a finite number of resources. Those minerals do run out eventually, but they haven't been. So there's obviously way too many of them in this world. All right. Jesus, did you build more turrets?
Yes.
That's an affirmative.
I think I'm. Jesus. And the turret's regen, so.
Oh, you can.
The turret's auto regen.
So if you destroy a turret, it'll regenerate, or are you saying
No,
that it heals?
it heals, yeah.
Right.
And we're getting down to like unplayable frame rate at this point, or at least unstreamable frame rate.
I'm actually not lagging.
You're not? You're getting a decent frame rate?
Yeah, I have a perfect frame rate.
Oh, weird.
It switched sides on us because the other time it was.
I wonder if it's. Oh, that's weird. All right, let's see if I can actually. Damn. Yeah, I'm down to super low frame rate. I should be able. I mean, given that I was ahead of you, I should be winning this game.
Yeah, you seem like you had an initial surge, but like he's really got that line of turrets that are just.
Yeah, that are just. The problem is that I'm running into the line of turrets, but then his guys are coming down to fight against me, and my fighters are pulling off. They really should be focusing on the turrets, and they end up fighting other things.
Right.
Instead.
So the question would be, is that something that you think is cool because that's how the AI behaves, and so you have to deal with that, and that can create strategies, or is it something where you want to be able to, at that point, micro them and be like, no, this is your target?
I'm basically just stopping here, Andy. I'm not actually like doing anything.
Okay.
Oh wait, it just cleaned up a little bit. I think because a bunch of stuff died. I don't really want the AI to feel like it has to feel like it's smart. I want the AI to feel like it's mechanical, so that you are manipulating it in predictable ways.
Right.
If you depend on the AI being actually smart and making smart decisions, then you also are getting into a situation where it can make dumb decisions. Like if you expect it to make smart decisions, then some of the time it's going to make dumb decisions.
Right.
But if the AI is more mechanical in the way that, like, think about the AI in Geometry Wars, how the enemy characters essentially operate on a mechanical level.
Right.
They're predictable.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering is the fact that happens, if that was part of the AI, then that would be part of your overarching strategy when you knew that if you sent them against the drones, and what he's doing is exploiting the AI, which is good.
Right, and that's fine. Yeah, I actually do want that.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a little frustrating to play it with the frame rate being at 1 frame per second, which I feel bad because Andy's been testing it at 1 frame per second.
Yes, that's how I've been playing it forever.
Nice. But no, I totally agree with that mechanics perspective, because like I feel like when I play single player games, I want a predictable AI that like I can outsmart, even if he has like perfect aim or whatever he has. Like if I can understand how it thinks, then I can like formulate a strategy around that, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, there it is. That's
pretty cool.
The 3-unit thing. It's super easy for us to add new units and add new stuff at this point, but we're really just trying to focus on making a game that is fun with those initial 3 decisions before we start expanding it. And I think there's a lot more for us to do as well, in terms of figuring out like what is the player actually capable of doing, like what are their actual abilities. And other things like, simple stuff like do we really need these drone miners, or should you be building a mine on top of the mineral itself, and then having that just automatically extract minerals. Other things like we've been talking a lot about trying to essentially make the game be try and figure out a way to make it so that the game is where is my scene that has all of us? Oh, that's right, because I'm still sharing my screen.
Yeah.
That's right. Skype. Stop sharing my screen. It's like giving me an error now because it won't let me stop sharing my screen. That sucks. Stop it.
It's what the people want, Andy. Don't deny them what they want. Oh, there you go.
All right, but I'm actually not seeing you or Andy in my Skype window at this point.
I just got full shots right now.
I might need to drop out of this call and then jump right back into it. Yeah.
Oh my! Just calling you.
Oh,
back.
the MC. The MC's got to do it. I like how
Shit.
you're my drone controller. Andy
I'm getting
Wynn.
DirectX
You're
errors.
the guy behind the scenes.
Really? DirectX error?
Skype just.
That's funny.
I'm getting everything. Everything seems alright with me. Now I
Yes.
got you guys.
Now,
It actually looks good right now.
This is the stream just like says Skype in huge words. Yeah.
Your stream
It's like
does?
huge advertisement for Skype right now.
Not a bad crash screen. Instead of like we did something wrong, it's like buy our product. I like that. That's good. Andy Schatz is frozen. Been forever. But yeah, no, that's really cool. So
All
what
right,
are you
I'm back
guys?
on.
So what do you guys think? What do you guys think the next step is for you? Like refining that stuff, or still working on that core game?
Yeah, actually, the thing I was bringing up right before I jumped off was that we've been talking about trying to make StarCraft, trying to figure out how to make the StarCraft experience with all the same strategies, but make it in like make the game length be a third of what it is. So imagine like boiling StarCraft down to simple enough decisions that you can condense a whole 45-minute StarCraft match into something that is, 10 to 15 minutes or 5 to 15 minutes.
Right.
So rather than 15 to 45, it'll be 5 to 15.
You were making the gateway drug to art.
A little bit, yeah. That's or at least that's one of the things that we've been discussing doing. We're still really, really open-ended on what's the end point for us. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Maybe this eventually turns into. We've also talked about what does a real-time strategy game feel like with randomized maps. What does a real-time strategy game feel like if it's just PvE with an endless map? Roguelike RTS.
Right.
There's a lot of different options, and we're still so early in the game design that I'm not really sure where we're going to go with it yet. But I think that we have something here that's actually a lot of fun to play.
Right. I think I'm also seeing couples therapy in this. Well, Holly won't play like sometimes if a game has like way too much depth to it, and she knows that like I'm indoctrinated with that, then she won't play me in those games.
Yeah.
So this
totally.
seems like something that like because again it's accessible. It's something that like Holly and I could battle in an RTS, and she would actually do that, and we could just do that to settle any of our issues.
I actually just lost your guys' video again. That's weird. I lost both of your video again.
I still got you.
That's so weird. My Skype is being a poopy head.
Is it Skype or is it?
It's Skype. Yeah, Skype is freaking out on me.
No,
Skype
but that's
is like,
really cool. It's like you've got like you've concentrated on this core, and like you said, like there are all these different ways that you can go with it. And what's fun is that you're still in this like exploration phase where you're like you're still determining what is going on, which is really, really fun.
Right.
It can be frustrating, but it can be really, really fun.
This is let's see. I'm gonna have to quit the Skype call one more time.
Well,
Sorry,
we're
guys.
kind of.
Yeah, I guess so. I suppose we can
we
wrap
could wrap up.
Yeah,
but,
that sounds good.
But this was awesome. I've never done a co-stream, and I think it was fucking cool. So
super fun.
I want to do this shit more.
I think it's fun because it's like you kind of get to interview each other and approach it from at least show off what you're working on to someone who doesn't know everything about it, and that's kind of an interesting perspective.
Yeah, and I've been trying to wean Armada out of you guys for like ever. You're like, no, you can't show. So I got to see it now, and now I have it.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And well, hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Later, Andes.
Bye.
All right. You guys are